So that's good. I was going to tell you that I have Andy Kindler here. Andy Kindler and J. Elvis Weinstein, Josh Weinstein. They host the podcast Thought Spiral. They have a live taping coming up on Tuesday, July 10th at the Hollywood Improv, if you're interested in that. And I'm always happy to see Andy, and he brought a guy with him, and we tried to have a conversation. I have to say, not tight on the promoting of their show. They might want to get that script down. But always good seeing Andy, and it was good to meet J. Elvis Weinstein, Josh Weinstein. Again, I didn't remember meeting him the first time, but here we are. Here we are. Me, Andy, and Josh. Why do you look so serious? Why are you guys here? What's this guy's name?
J. Elvis Weinstein.
J. Elvis Weinstein. How do you get a name like that?
Because I joined the guild and there was another Josh Weinstein, so I threw the Elvis in to make my initial spell Jew.
So
Jew.
That's a good story. So you write for The Simpsons?
No.
So that's why he had to do it.
Mystery Science Theater and Freaks and Geeks.
But same universe.
Nerd fodder, for sure.
If you were a person who was social back in the 90s, and you were hanging around with me and my gang, you would have met J. Elvis.
Have I never met you?
We've met a couple times, but only in passing.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's the kind of meeting where the person less famous remembers.
I don't know that if it was in passing and it was a long time ago that I would call myself famous.
I knew. I knew
you would insist. You now insist that I call you famous.
Well, but I think that's reasonable at this point.
Well, it's there's already famous Amos. He comes along with famous Mark. Boom, boom. How funny am I in the morning?
Have a cookie. You're great.
Look at these 3 Jews here.
Yeah,
three Jews.
Very much.
It's a whole lot of Jew.
500,000. Yes.
You don't even. The thing about
actually, it's not half. We need 4.5 guys. We need another Jew and a half a Jew. Isn't it 9?
I think it's 10, isn't it?
Is it 10? Since when? Did they add one?
Maybe it's 9. I don't know. It hasn't come up.
So you go by J. Elvis?
I go by Josh in life. Josh but
Elvis?
My credit is J. Elvis.
J. Elvis? J. Freaks and Geeks?
Freaks and Geeks.
One of the
Mystery Science Theater?
Mystery Science Theater, Cinematic
Original Mystery Science Theater?
Yeah.
With Conniff?
Before Conniff.
Before Conniff.
Conniff replaced me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, what are you guys doing?
We do a podcast. It's just me and him. That's it. There's no guests. There's no anything. It's just it's called Thought Spiral, and we sit there for an hour and a half and try to make it work.
But should it be called? Let's see if Josh can get a word in.
It's kind of that. It's kind of running alongside and just taking jabs when I can, finding the opening.
So what's it called again? Thought Spiral.
Thought Spiral.
Now, is this tell me about. What does that mean? Do you pick a subject? Do you?
It is. There is no prep. It is a comedic life dump.
Please tell me that you use shitty mics and don't record properly.
58s. We use 58s.
That's all right.
He lives 3 blocks away from me, so every Monday. I don't want to make it sound like we're family members.
Yeah.
But just in the fact that to get me going in life.
Yeah.
I go to his place once a week.
Right.
And it's a tradition now.
But you did this before the podcast?
No. This is how we socialize now.
It
He lives 3 blocks from me.
It is basically our friendship on tape now because we don't talk in between shows.
So you catch up.
Yeah.
He hasn't even seen my condo. You haven't seen my condo.
It's like your show.
When have you invited me to your condo?
I know, that's the problem.
I know. Whose problem?
Susan wants to invite you. I say I can't take it. Too close.
We're asking for trouble. We have Marin over. We should have a dinner party.
We should.
Ooh, that's our new podcast.
Do you know he's a very good cook?
I can cook.
I like that.
So now, I'm not sold on it yet.
Neither is the nation. Have you seen our numbers?
So,
but do you like for instance, how many have you done? For instance,
60 of them
already.
Yeah.
So how long has it been going on for?
A year and 10 weeks.
Oh, so this is like a Hail Mary pass. You're coming.
Yeah, we're doing a live show. And that's why we really do want to appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the gift basket. No, we're doing a live show. No, but Mark, it was really, I mean, when you said that you want to help your down and out friends, I don't wish you would phrase it that way. Yeah, we're doing a live show. Because somehow, I don't know, you said we put up a paywall. I wanted to put up a paywall. Yeah. He wouldn't let me.
Why would you put up a paywall?
I know. That's my excuse of why we don't have big numbers. Because we don't have a paywall.
Well, give me an example. I'm sorry I didn't do my homework.
You want to do a little, I'll do it right now. You ready?
Yeah, this is the podcast.
Welcome to Thought Spiral. I'm your co-host, Andy Kindler.
Hi, Andy. How are you?
And then that's about. So we go like that, and then
He doesn't even introduce his. He doesn't come in by name.
no, because we don't do that. We don't.
But
we're
he
not,
didn't even say his name, so you just said, "I'm Andy Kindler." And
Right.
he said,
Yeah,
"Hey,
yeah.
Andy."
Because
Why?
it would never actually start like that as a thing.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
the
wasn't.
thing.
We actually just
But
start.
do you have music?
no, I pet his dog
Oh,
and things like that. No, there's
so
no
you-
music.
Here's the overall feel is it's meant. I mean, as deliberate as it actually is,
Yeah.
which isn't much.
Right.
Is my hope is that it just feels like an ongoing conversation. That
Sure.
people,
Yeah.
people who like it say it's like having lunch with us, but
Yeah.
they just don't get to talk.
oh, I get
You know,
it. Well,
but
that is just like having lunch with Andy.
Yes, exactly.
I couldn't hear what you were saying because I was thinking of a comeback.
You know, because you didn't have a headset on.
But it's a lot. It's a lot of talking about it. I mean, it's really It's a lot of it is just trying to figure out how Andy Kindler gets through life.
Oh, okay. So, but do you talk about politics, Andy?
Yeah, so what I talk about, you sound like an old Jewish guy. You sound like an old Jewish host trying to get some energy going with a guy who can't explain.
He's trying to help us form a pitch for our show.
Andy, now the thing is really kind of what
Do you
started.
use a microphone?
Yeah, we do, but we don't amplify it.
Oh, that's very good. That's interesting.
No, I was, and I think I talked to you around
Yeah.
the same time. I had just gotten into therapy for the first time in my life, and I was.
How many years ago was that?
I think almost
Like
2
2
years.
years.
2
Wow,
years,
just
like
2 years ago.
shockingly
a year and a half,
recently.
maybe.
That's wild.
And I got into, and I'm on Prozac.
Yeah.
And so. This has been, and we've been friends for a very long time. So it really is
You
us
and,
talking.
Josh?
J. Elvis Weinstein.
Yeah, Jay Elvis.
Either one.
Jew.
Jew.
Jay
exactly.
Elvis Weinstein.
Yeah, and so we really do get to the point where I think we have interesting discussions, but forget about how I said the word interesting. But the thing is, it's the hard, in a lot of ways, it's the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And you say that when you see my stand-up.
Yeah. It's the hardest thing you've ever done?
Yes.
You say that this is the hardest thing you've ever done?
When I started, because what you,
Yeah.
and I don't want to paint up your.
Yeah, whatever
Should
it is.
blow up
Whatever
your-
the saying is. Whatever the saying is.
Yeah, but you
I don't
did
want to blow marbles into your head.
You
Yeah.
changed my, and this is true.
Yeah.
You changed my life, and I don't know if you remember this, but when I started to listen to your podcast,
Yeah.
I'd been watching politics. I couldn't get it out of my head,
yeah.
and so it was driving me crazy. So
Yeah.
I loved it when you would talk about your mom and
Yeah.
talk about. So that's kind of what we're trying
It's
to
your
do.
show, but the guests never show up.
Yeah.
You should introduce them at the beginning and just say, I guess they're not coming. I guess Brad Pitt chose not to make
Should
it.
we do that? That
my
would be
initial
our-
initial thought was the Andy Kindler therapy wrap-up show.
Oh, yeah?
Was
Well, what are you finding with therapy? What have you learned, Andy, that's been life-changing?
I have learned that I didn't realize that when I was young,
Yeah.
I hated myself.
Yeah?
And that I hated myself for a lot of my own life,
Yeah.
struggling with trying to like myself,
Right.
but trying to overcome hating myself, which was the internalization of the voice.
Sure.
Look, God bless my parents. I know my mom doesn't listen to this.
Yeah.
she's a wonderful person, but
but-
sometimes as a kid,
Yeah, you need a little support.
so
Need a little positive input.
And the reason why I went was I kind of was hit rock bottom with the OCD,
Oh, yeah?
and I was on Twitter all the time.
With the OCD, were you walking in circles, reorganizing things?
No, I was
Oh.
on Twitter,
Yeah.
going to the interaction area,
Yeah.
checking
Yeah.
to see what people think about me. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the whole thing, is that as I now stop hating myself, I am now able to accept feedback from my wife.
Yeah.
Because
Without being defensive?
Yeah,
or-
because she's not telling me I'm a horrible person.
Yeah.
She's telling me I'm
She stopped
terrible,
doing that?
you know?
it's the subtext though. It's still the subtext. But.
And he's very
Yeah, read between the lines, Andy.
now you would think we have a similar background,
Yeah.
but he's more. See, I see him as being a lot more well-adjusted than me.
Well, yeah, because
It's a low bar.
No, I feel like right out of the gate, I'm not feeling exhausted by him.
See?
He's not demanding my attention.
Right.
He's not challenging me to like him.
Yeah, he has his own.
It's the
self-esteem.
Minnesota Jew.
He-
Oh, right.
That's the special brand.
The Dylan style.
Yeah.
He-
Coen Brothers.
I can't tell this. You knew Dylan's mother.
You did?
It's true, yeah. She was
Wasn't-
at my bar mitzvah.
Nah.
My grandma and Dylan's mother grew up together in northern Minnesota. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And my
Did-
dad
Yeah.
was a pledge brother of Dylan in college in Sigma Alpha Mu fraternity and tutored Bob Dylan in English.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, maybe your dad should get a little bit of money on the back
I
end.
think, yeah.
Back
I think
end
he
there.
really, yeah. I
Maybe
don't think
dad gets some back
He
end
didn't do
Dylan.
any of the rhyming help. I
Oh,
don't
no,
think.
no rhyming? He didn't teach him
No, I
iambic?
think it was freshman
Iambic
comp,
pentameter.
freshman comp, I think is what it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So was Dylan's grandmother a nice lady? lady?
She was. Beatty. Beatty Ruttman was her name by the time I knew her.
It was his grandmother?
His mother.
His mother.
Was a contemporary of my grandmother.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Dylan and my dad are the same age.
Oh, wow. Now, do you live up by where the Dylan compound is or was?
No, I live out here.
And
no, but did you grow up near it?
I don't know where the Dylan compound was. I grew up in a suburb of Minneapolis. But
But that was where his mother lived?
Yeah, his mother lived in
Minneapolis, outside of Minneapolis?
And then eventually I think she moved to Arizona.
Huh.
Remember when we went out for that movie?
Me and you?
The Jewish movie for the Coen brothers?
Yes, For a Simple Man.
For a Simple Man. That's exactly...
A Serious Man.
A Serious Man. That's exactly
That was my
says.
suburb. That movie was about my suburb, basically.
I love it up there. I taped my last special in Minneapolis. I love Minnesota.
I do, too.
I like the people in Minnesota. I think they're decent people. They're a good audience. They're pleasant. They're polite.
It was a great place to start stand-up.
Yeah, the Jews are quiet and the Lutherans are pleasant.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a great place to start stand-up.
It was, totally. Yeah.
You were a stand-up?
Yeah, I still am.
Now I feel like an asshole.
That's all right.
Well, that's because...
How am I going to know?
Because he started with Louis Anderson or after
Post Louis Anderson.
Post Louis Anderson.
I was 15 in 87 when I started.
15 years old, he was doing stand-up in clubs.
Wow. So let me ask you something. Let's go through some of the subjects that come up in a standard conversation. You do a little politics. You talk about your therapy session, music. Do you talk about music ever?
Yes, and he's been playing. He is a musician, and I'm a musician, but I haven't been brought my stuff to the actual. He has good recorded stuff, and then we talk about like my original song I wrote called Karen at 16, and it was just a terrible song.
You were 16?
Yeah,
and he wrote a song called Karen.
Yeah, because she had a crush on me.
When I was 14, I wrote a song called Jessica.
I can't believe you started guitar that early.
Started guitar when I was like 11.
Oh, okay.
But you're better than me, right?
This is the kind of thing this is another thing I learned from therapy,
he's
Mark.
No.
Another thing I learned from therapy, Mark, was that the reason why I didn't progress as a musician was because I hated myself.
Yeah, Andy.
And I hated my voice. And so you can't... It's like saying I hate myself speaking comedy.
Yeah, but see, the thing is like, who doesn't, like, what good Jew doesn't hate themselves because of the expectations their parents put on them?
No, that's true.
So what the problem is, like, at some point you got to push through the fear out of complete necessity, and then you get to the higher ground.
No, but the thing is, at some point, if you say you can't write songs, if after every song you say, you say to yourself, is this good? Do you think they'll like it? That's not the way Dylan wrote. It's like, I'm not that way with comedy, but I used to be that way with music. So I'm learning now why.
Right.
I was like, the reason is why is like, if you jammed with Amy and Michael once, right? Yeah. And then Michael Penn said, what happened? You were jamming?
Yeah, I was doing like a sort of a cock-driven blues lead.
And he goes, and said, what did he say?
And he's like, I don't do that, or I don't.
And he goes, oh, we could do that. He said, yeah, we could go that way. So that's the thing. My whole thing is I wanted to be a musician, but I want people like Amy and Michael to tell me I'm great. And that's what it wouldn't.
It's a pretty small audience.
He's a great singer.
That's
and he's
great.
But you're making me uncomfortable, Andy.
I'm the same way with music, though. I mean, like, I was never confident, but it wasn't so much because I hated myself. I just didn't think I was good enough.
That's kind of right. Yeah.
Yeah, and like in recent years, I've practiced and I've gotten better, and I still don't think of it professionally, but like Jimmy Vivino let me sit in with him, when they do a blues night or something, and it's very exciting for me, and I still enjoy playing, and I've sung a bit out, but I was terrified. I had a bad experience as a teenager singing in public. It was to me, it's a very vulnerable place to be. I just never thought I was good enough, but I put too much pressure on myself. I don't think it was self-help. And
it's hard as a comic, though, too, to commit in that way. Yeah. To commit to that kind of sincerity.
Yeah.
Singing.
Singing. But some people like Ackerman, they can just go up there and sing.
Kid Gambino.
Well, he's sort of a genius, that guy. Yeah. He's something else. But like there are people that can sing without investing that.
Right.
Like I don't know how to sing and just be like, everything is so visceral to me and so close to the surface that I can't just put on airs and be like, "Zapadu yada da." Right. If I'm going to sing, I'm like, "Oh God, here we go."
That's what for me, that's been my lifelong battle, is battling against self-consciousness. So now I'm at a point where I did a Harry Nilsson thing at Molly Malone's the other night. It was like a birthday.
Really?
A birthday.
You can sing like Harry Nilsson?
Well, we did a song.
Which one?
My wife, we did "You're Breaking My Heart." So my wife and I have had a band together for like 20 years.
His wife is an amazing songwriter.
Wow.
And we brought Paul Feig was our drummer for years, and Dave Gruber Allen was in the band. So it was a comic and it was a comic-y band. But now I felt like the other night we did this thing and we went up and we felt like we could just go do this thing, commit to it, not be pretentious, but still have fun. And it felt fun. It was fun.
Well, that comes from doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my whole point, Mr.
You
Mark,
don't do it.
Is that
You live in your head.
I could do it now. I'm ready to do it now. If I'm trying not to hate myself in my 20s because it's not a positive emotion, but it's always like when you're in the mode of, am I good enough yet? You're not probably good enough yet, but you have to, if you loved it so much, you'd keep going. And I just found that comedy was more
easier.
To start with, and it was frightening. Too.
Yeah, I don't know what, like, I feel that comedy is so immediate that, the actual time you put into, like, developing whatever it is you develop over the years doesn't feel the same as work.
Right.
And it, like, if you're driven to do comedy, it's because it's like, all right, I'm not, the waiting to get on stage thing at the beginning's horrible. But, once you're on there, it's, here we go. That's it.
I cried though. See, he started out confident. I started out crying.
Oh, I was terrified and compressed and angry. You cried?
I cried because I was in a duo, and then the first time I went on my own.
On stage?
No, in the car.
Oh, so you should have cried on stage.
Yeah, I had the complete delusional confidence of being a teenager.
Yeah, he was
That's
like
great.
I
never
wonder.
was a confident teenager.
Yeah,
that was the thing that made me confident, though. I'm a am. That's what I am.
That was your thing.
Finding that identity got me through the rest of high school.
Yeah, I still haven't found my identity. You're so close. I'm close. I feel very close.
I wear it. I mean, I direct documentaries too.
Yeah.
In fact, I direct. Lewis Lee. I did a doc about Acme Comedy. Yeah.
Really?
I directed a doc
was there a long discussion about why he banned me for 12 years?
No, but he let you back, didn't he?
He did.
That is my class. It's unbelievable. Like Mark is like me until on my deathbed, which I hope they don't call it a deathbed. I go. I still feel Lewis should.
He will not die until he gets through his grudge inventory.
Andy, come here. Come here.
No, he apologized very nicely. Almost.
Tell Gavin Polo to go fuck him.
I've been waiting to say that my whole life. Make sure you tell him.
That would be who I would tell. But I
really.
Well, I'm afraid of people like him.
That's his angle.
Yeah.
He's like a guy I think who beat me up, so that's always extra fear from me. So you never really seem to be scared about getting beaten up.
Oh, I am, but like at a certain point, it's sort of like I've learned to live with these things and just move through some of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, but like I have found that most of what you're afraid of and reacting to is something your head is making up, whether it's on purpose or reactive. It's not real. Right. And like you have to decide, like, is this a waste of time and energy or is it not?
Yeah, well, I decided through therapy, this is why I say I'm the oldest Jew to enter therapy, is I learned that me feeling ashamed because I avoided, fights and maybe at 3 o'clock and I'd start crying.
Right. Before the fight?
No, I wouldn't go to the other area to fight. That's the thing.
But you set the fight up earlier in the day?
No, I refused. No, the guy would torture me by that way. So I thought that you have to fight to be a man. And now I realize that if I'm talking to a man, if they want to punch me, I don't necessarily, there's nothing I can do. In other words, like my fear is I'm going to knock on someone's door and go, please keep your noise down or whatever, and they're going to punch me.
But the thing is, but you forget that you're a comedian, and like if that ever happens, like if some guy goes, I'm going to kick your ass, you'll be like, really? Do we have to do that now? Yeah. So you get out of it.
Well, I'm short though. You guys, I don't know how tall you are.
I'm not a fighter. Yeah, here, I'm going to tell you something between you and me, and it'll be on the podcast, and that I think will make you feel better. Ray Liotta
punched you?
Never been in a fight.
Oh, I love to hear that. Oh, that is so great.
Right?
I don't think you've been in a fight either, right?
I have,
you were in a couple. See, we've talked about it.
But it was bad, and I wasn't good at it.
You're not a scrapper.
I'm not a scrapper.
You got scrapped.
I got scrapped. I landed a couple, but they were very flailing.
Was it just, you've only been in one?
One real with a stranger fight? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was it messy? Like,
Yeah, on my end it was.
How about you? Did you ever get in a fight?
Nope.
Wow.
It was I was at this party and these two girls came in and went, "Someone come quick." And
Yeah.
so like an asshole, I did.
Sure.
And like ran outside.
Hero.
Wow.
And saw like two of my friends
Yeah.
squared off against three of these other guys. So now I'm suddenly on their team.
Yeah.
And it's the Jew team.
Yeah.
Not the good team to be on in this
Yeah.
scenario.
They're trying to decide who's going in first.
And
how are we going to do this?
And the
fellas?
littlest of
Bravest
their guys
Jew. Yeah.
says to the biggest of their guys about me, because I was big,
Yeah.
"Get him."
It was this teenage shit, or?
I was like 20 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was noises like, "Ah!" I think that came out of me. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, it's always surprising noises, fear and pain. Well, Andy, I'm glad you're doing better. Podcast sounds wonderful.
Oh, wait a second.
That
What
was
do you mean doing better?
That was really sarcastic.
Where, was I out of the loop?
No, I'm
was
just
I
going-
in
I'm taking-
rehab?
I'm
no, I know
following
what
your
you're saying.
lead.
I was doing a bit on your bit. My character is the downtrodden guy.
It's good. That's what you've landed on?
Yes.
You're not sweating. You seem clear. You know, you're
I'm
more...
not sweating as much as I normally would.
Yeah,
be.
yeah, I like
and you
it.
make me. You actually do make me very
Oh,
nervous.
did I leave the air on?
No, it's good.
Hold on. Oh, has that noise been there the whole time?
This is unbelievable. You will make the same face when you're checking the temperature.
It only hit the mic when you moved your head away.
It did?
Yeah,
It's
when you
weird.
moved-
I wonder if you heard that. Well, that'll be an experiment.
Well, that's the thing people like these days is
What?
they like to hear audio recordings with the air on, and they like to hear.
And when you don't air this, you can say, "Oh, sorry, it was the AC."
Yeah. No,
Please
Larry,
don't.
what?
You have to, please.
What?
We're going to go back so far.
Oh, what's
And
happening?
Marin, remember?
Yeah. What's happening now?
This is still my character.
Yeah, no, you were great on Marin. All the energy, puts all the energy, it all goes away right when the camera's going. It's an amazing trick that Andy has. He entertains the entire cast and crew. As soon as action happens, Andy's asleep. It's over.
It's really kind of true, and I used to. That's why when I used to audition, I would go in and go, "Look, I can't audition well,
Yeah.
but can I say, hey, you have a nice, funny shirt on, and hey,
Right.
show business joke."
Yeah.
That's what I've always been doing.
And then they go, you ready to read?
and then it's bad.
Well, it sounds like you got it figured out.
Yeah, we do.
So what are we promoting? The live show?
Live show, yeah.
That's on July
July 10th at
in
the
the
Improv Lab.
What time?
7:00.
No guests.
No guess.
Well, good luck with it.
Thank you.
And
can
thank-
I plug my doc too?
Of course.
It's called "I Need You to Kill." It's about stand up in Asia, and it's available on Amazon Prime.
Well, that sounds interesting.
It is.
That's what-
Tom Segura. Big.
Oh, I love Tom Segura. So wait, he did stand up in Asia?
Yeah.
Oh, and you went with him?
I went with him and two others. Yeah.
Direct
and Louis Lee.
movie.
And who?
And Louis Lee, which is what I was.
He was there too?
Yeah.
Why? Was he
Because he
producing
put
it?
together the tour, and he ultimately produced the movie. Yeah.
Huh. So that's why you're kind of backing off of any negative things about.
No, I've known Louis since I was 16 years old. I've known him since. Louis used to pour me scotch in a coffee cup when he was a bartender.
You can't.
different liquor license. Whole different club.
Louis
Comedy Gallery.
had to fire me the first time I met him.
I don't know what the
because I
fuck I did
couldn't. I
to
couldn't
upset
follow
him.
the middle.
Oh no, I don't know what I did to upset him, but we're good.
No,
We're-
he didn't know. Everything's good now.
Yeah, we apologize. I've worked with him. I always never had anything against him. Never understood why. There's never a reason been given. Probably had something to do with a waitress, but we're good. Very gracious man. And that said, I'm doing that to.
I don't know.
to-
You're wrapping up a thing that's a different type of show. It's like
yeah, I'm wrapping up a thing where we're I'm overcompensating.
Yeah,
Louis
no, he's great.
Could not have been like it's like the senator from Nevada in Godfather 2. The Corleone family's a great family. They've done nothing but good things.
Louis Lee. That's what show business should be more like.
All right, we'll have fun at the thing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.